with Sa-NeT. Is that correctly pronounced?
Yeah, why not? You can call me Sa-NeT or Ivan.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks for doing this. Do you want to briefly introduce yourself?
All right. Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this. And well, I am a Spanish player um, who like to spam heroes like Morphling nowadays.
Yeah.
That's pretty much everything.
You are. What's your highest MMR?
Highest MMR it's like 7.4, 7.4 something, and at the moment I am like 6.7k.
6.7k. Okay, that's 7.4. That's pretty crazy. My highest is 6.7k. Have you been in top 10 in the leaderboards?
I've actually reached like top 2.
Oh.
I've never been the first, but
Oh.
I actually reached 2.
Nice. So this is basically gonna be where we watch one of my games, and this is Ursa jungling game, and this is basically I think it's 5.7k average or something. So I'm basically I'm the highest MMR, and my decision making in this game was basically I could support Spectre, so I could like pick some support Spectre, but if I go like whatever hero I get, I'm not gonna have like that much impact on the game because they have Void and Phoenix in the lane. So I'm basically just stacking here. The first 4 minutes of the jungle is basically gonna be that's where you are not part of the game much. You just want to be passive. Do you ever jungle?
Sometimes, but the thing is that, like, I have no problem with jungling, but the thing is, like, for example, this Spectre, most of the times he will just game ruin because you're not supporting him or he doesn't have any support.
Yeah.
So he gets mad and he starts to destroy his items and go nuts.
That's I guess that can happen. I would say like that's so, some people actually like get so pissed when if you go jungle. And actually I'm actually going to this camp because I saw Phoenix, he was going away from lane, so I think he actually goes checking on me right now. I'm not sure if I can actually, I don't want to touch it too much because I'm pretty sure that Phoenix just goes looking for me here. But do you go Legion Commander when you jungle, or?
If I go random is because if I go jungle is because I did random because my team just gave up.
Okay.
So that's fundamentally when I decided to go jungle. But at the same time, I think it can work.
Yeah. So when you say they gave up, is that they took all the core roles, or what?
What do you say?
So when you say that your team gave up and you random, is that how do they give up, like before the game starts?
Yeah, because since a guy didn't agree to support him or whatnot, they just go crazy and they're so annoying. Like, it's what I told you the other day. Like a minimum of 1 game per day is going to get game ruin either on your team or the enemies, but always.
Yeah, a game ruiner. That's. I'm actually, when I have a game ruiner in my game on my team, I really have a strong urge to stop like tryharding, stop playing in the game, because I know that if I try hard and like it's close game and we lose, I just get so mad. Like it's so horrible to just do your best when there's someone on your team who's just like buying couriers, or it's. I actually talked to. I live in a dormitory with share like a kitchen with 1,500 people, and I actually talked to them recently about. I'm actually, in a way, it's good that Dota is like online, because if it was like in a LAN cafe or something, I think like some people might actually be in prison right now, because you can get so pissed at each other. But of course, like the thing is, if you have a soccer team, you don't get someone who like ruins the game, because what happens if someone like starts to keep taking the ball and like putting it in his own goal? Like the whole team is just gonna be so pissed at him. It's gonna like start pushing him and be like what the fuck are you doing? But because it's online, then it's just like you can basically like do everything without anything happens. So
Yeah, most people use the game as a form of escapism anyway.
Yeah.
So if it gets like if the game is ruined for them, they are just like they are completely crazy.
Yeah.
They get so mad. I've seen people get so mad over the game. Like I can understand you can get a little bit mad, but I don't know. I've seen some very weird things.
Yeah, I don't know. I also use it a lot of times as escapism, or and it's, I don't know. Sometimes you can just like. It's kind of weird. I have like. My nickname right now is 5 against 5, which is basically like myself telling that, okay, this is not like a 1 versus 9, which you see some people have it. It's everybody wants to win on your team, and that's really what I'm trying to. I think my main thing to improve is not to tilt, not to like do stupid stuff. Like, yeah.
I think I'm guilty of that as well.
Yeah. So I get Roshan here at 5:30, and this is like perfect. And I think at this point, so I get boots and I get the windlays, and at this point I want to help Spectre.
You skip do you skip the stomp altogether?
Do I what?
Do you skip the stomp, like the slow altogether? Do you skip it completely?
The what item?
No, the stomp, the first spell.
Oh yeah, the what's it called? Yeah, Earth Shock. Yeah, I skip that when I'm jungling, because you basically don't have mana for it. So like if you do like roam Ursa or lane Ursa, you should probably take it. But when you're jungling, you're constantly low on mana. But you know, we don't have like, this is actually like a support jungling, so you know I get a lot of gold. So I just upgraded Kura and I just bought wards. And what I'm doing right now is basically going down to the lane, and then if Spectre had stayed here to farm, I would just like zone void and just like help Spectre. And that's basically like some of the impact you can have on Ursa. And in this game, I think my impact is really worth of being the highest in my team.
I have to say though, I think it's one level on it is pretty good.
Yeah.
And maybe it could be worth it to get like an Aquila or something like that instead of the Stout Shield in some games.
Yeah, I think that could definitely be a way. If you put a point in it, you probably need some more mana regen.
Definitely. I also like to play Ursa mid, by the way.
Yeah.
I think it's viable.
I think against Alchemist, I think it was Bangfish who told me. He actually said that in Chinese servers where he's playing right now, Ursa mid against Alchemist is quite common, and I think you actually start with boots first.
Oh really? I have played myself that lane, and you completely destroy the Alchemist.
Yeah.
But I don't really get the boots first. I go for this item, for the windlays. Is that how it's called? Yeah, windlays. Yeah. And then I try to rush either the face boots or the bottle. It depends. Most of the times you want to skip the bottle and just abuse the movement speed advantage. So it's similar, I guess.
I'm actually thinking about, so for example, when I want, I might play some Morph mid, and I'm actually thinking about skipping bottle on Morph mid.
Oh, that's... it's hard to say. I don't really like the idea, because the thing is that when you are Morph, oftentimes you will need to like back to base, and because you can abuse the replicate, so you can make a replicate onto the enemy hero, then you just TP base and you come back, and like by having bottle you speed this process so much faster. Like I don't know. I mean, if you reach Fountain and you have no HP or mana, it takes quite a while for you to regen without a bottle. Do you get what I say?
Yeah, I get it. When you go back and you have to like put all the points.
For such a long time. I really think it's worth it. I've ended up myself getting bottle or Morph, even like 4th item or something like that.
So you even get bottle when you safe lane or what?
It depends.
Yeah.
But like my most times what I do is, if I skip I mean, if I skip, if I don't go for Lincoln's first item, I always get a bottle. If I go for Manta first item, I will get a bottle. But if I go for Lincoln's, then I don't.
Yeah. Did you see me take Void there? Are you at 938 as well?
I am at 940 right now, yeah.
Okay, yeah. That's I don't know how I were able to burst him down there. But I'm kind of right now I'm leaning towards pretty much always going Lincolns first. It costs much less now. I think like 500 gold less than it used to, and it seems core on Morphling. But do you go for Manta sometimes instead of Lincolns?
Yeah, I tend to do that. I either go for Lincolns or Manta, depending on the enemy heroes. Like for example, in this game, you might actually be able to skip the Lincolns since they only have like the shackle.
Yeah.
Because they don't have that, and even the shackle, it's not something so huge. Like you're most concerned about things like Legion's ultimate. Something that you cannot use your how is it called when you transfer agility into strength and
what is it?
Yeah, like for example, those spells that can go through that.
Yeah.
Those you need to get Lincolns for sure. But if not, you can skip it. And what I do is either Manta or Lincolns first, then I go with E-Blade.
Yeah.
And depending on the game, I will either get the one that I have not gotten, or for Scatty or even Butterfly at some point.
Yeah. Morphling has actually been buffed quite a lot these recent patches, both directly and indirectly. So E-Blade costs less mana now, and I think the cooldown is also lower now. So and now go ahead. Sorry, you are cracking up a bit now. Your voice, your sound is a bit messy right now. Can you?
Is it now?
Yeah, it's kind of a bit better.
Is it too low?
Yeah, it's kind of cracking. I'm not sure if you did anything or it's.
It's lagging.
Yeah, it's not very good right now.
Okay, try to fix it.
Okay. So it's kind of funny that when you talk about the spells, when I made the Ursa guide, I actually didn't really know what Ursa spell were called. Like I know what they do and kind of know the cooldown and all that stuff, but I don't really know the names, which is also kind of funny. Like you're really a good morph player, probably like one of the best in Europe, but like you couldn't remember what the exact spell was called. So it's kind of funny that it's kind of like the same with lore. Like most pro players or really good players, they don't care about lore. Like they just know what the spells do. Can you try to talk again, see if it's... I can't hear you right now if you are...
Okay.
Maybe I'll try to call you again. I think the signal is kind of maybe bad. I'll try to call you again, okay? Okay, can you try to speak again?
Doesn't say anything now.
Okay.
How is it now?
It's kinda... It used to be a lot better.
Anything.
Can we try to use the Steam voice?
How do you use that?
I'll call you in Steam. Hello? Can you hear me?
Do you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, it's a lot better now.
Better now?
Yeah, it's much better.
Alright, I think it was Skype because it
Yeah.
popped up like since I was Alright, so what do you say? We were talking about Morph, right?
Yeah. Basically, yeah, it's just much better hero now, it seems.
What do you say, sorry?
It seems to be a much better hero now.
Oh yeah, and I was saying that there had been a buff. Like, I'm not entirely sure to what extent it is a buff, but since the intelligence now deals damage, your shotgun deals more damage, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh right, it's the intelligence where is buff now.
Yeah, but it doesn't make, it's not such a big difference, but I think it deals a little bit more damage.
Yeah. It's also, it seems to be a very, very good pick against Slark. Do you agree?
Against Slark, I think it's like, it's, in a way, Slark doesn't care about Morph, and Morph doesn't care about Slark. Like, I don't know. Since he can always use the, how's it called, the Shadow Dance, and you can do anything when he uses ultimate, so...
You can just also, if he goes on you, you can just wave away.
Yeah, at the same time, he's not much of a problem to you.
Yeah. Yes, as long as you don't just let him, you know, steal like 50 agility off you or something like that.
Yeah, but what is actually very good, Morph, what he's actually very good at is against Alchemist, or with Alchemist, because you can abuse his passive and get a lot of gold.
Oh yeah, when you make a replicate. It's also the new replicate.
Yeah.
80 damage is actually, it's pretty insane.
Yeah, it deals a lot of damage.
Also against Terror Blade, you just make, if you go into range form and you make a replicate, it's really, really powerful.
Yeah.
I think Morph might actually become a tier 1 hero again.
I can see it happening. But, it also has its weaknesses. Like, I mean, if you play it safely, then most of his weaknesses are gone. But if you decide to go mid, most of the range heroes with high, that have a nuke like Lina or Queen of Pain, you should get destroyed by them.
Yeah. So you were at really high MMR and then you suddenly fell a lot. I think I talked to you about how you went, was it Shadow Fiend mid all the time or?
Yeah. Well, I fundamentally I kind of didn't really care about the game. So I would either go Shadow Fiend mid no matter what, or just random. And I actually dropped like 1.8k MMR, something like that.
Yeah. That's a big drop.
I went from like 7.2 to, I don't know, to 5.8, something like that.
That is, and then when you started tryharding again, then it was really no fun playing against you.
I've actually gained I don't know, 600 MMR, no, 500 MMR in 3 weeks, no, in 2 weeks.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's easy. Easy game.
But if you are much lower than your real skill level, then it's it's so easy to win games when get it back, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
For me, it's I'm at 6.2k now, and I'm really trying to try hard, but I think maybe I can get to 7k if I don't tilt and pick good heroes.
You can always wait for last pick. That's the key.
To always get last pick.
Yeah, it really makes a difference, I think. You wait to get this hero that is absolutely insane against their draft and whatnot.
Yeah. So here it's again you have Aegis, and I think it's really nice that there's not Juggernaut and Troll anymore that can just solo Roshan. That was pretty insane when they could do that. Do you remember that?
Do you actually do you like to get the Scepter?
Yeah, I usually go Scepter here. I think I might go Monkey King Barsons against Windrunner. I might get Scepter here.
Like, what I'm looking at is... I mean, Basher is good, but the thing is, you're kind of lacking mana right now. Like, you have no mana whatsoever, and like a point booster would kind of help with it.
I think it's... I wouldn't say...
Oh, you actually get it now.
Yeah. At this point, I wouldn't say that mana is such a big problem. Maybe if I get Abyssal, that's really... it's kind of problematic rushing Abyssal at this point, because you just have so little mana. But luckily I have a bounce with mana boots.
Yeah. You need to drop your items when they give you mana.
Yeah, but... Yeah, it's... that's of course, but... people usually don't like ping and do it. And I think the payoff and the risk is not that good sometimes.
That's also true.
It's really the worst if you like lose your mana, some of your items, especially if you have a gun and you drop it. But this is pretty much the, I guess, the optimal Ursa game for me. And I end up dying, but at that point, my whole team, they're so strong that they actually team wiped them.
Yeah, they didn't really have any counters to your hero or anything like that.
Well, they have Slag and they have Wind Ranger.
Yeah, but they're not like, I mean, I don't know, like, what's actually a direct counter to the hero?
I think like silences can really own him. So...
You think so?
Yeah, because you can't, like, even if you get Aghanims, then you can, use your enrage, and silences can like last so long. So if you play against someone with silence, you really need a BKB at some point. Then it's not good enough to go against.
I think Lion can be good
against
Ursa, because, well, like hexes that you cannot use your ultimate when you have Scepter if they hex you. So those things are actually pretty big.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I meant.
Yeah.
They don't have a real way to lock you down once you have this Scepter. Like you can kind of do whatever you want once you have it.
Yeah, at least you need to, like, you can go in and get a pick off, then just back off a bit and then go in again. I have a question with what would you say is the difference between a 6k and a 7k as well? I asked Slash Strike that as well today, if you know him.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so the difference, like the main difference is that you try hard. If you're 7k, you're probably well, for most people, right?
Yeah.
If you're playing competitively, like with your teams, you're probably getting 7k no matter what.
Yeah.
And then there are a couple of things, like I said, when you're most 7k people will try to actually win the game. What I mean by this is that they won't game win if you like you didn't get the role that you wanted or whatever it is.
They're not gonna do something like LC jungle with Midas or something like that.
Yeah, indeed. Although I have actually done that myself.
Have you done LC jungle with Midas?
Yeah, I have done it. I've done it, and you get a lot of farm with it.
For me, it's like Midas on LC just seems to such a bad item, because if you don't have any mobility on him, then you won't get dual wins early. And if you can't get dual wins...
Yeah, well... Yeah, but the idea when you decide to go for that... Okay, it took you a long time to use the ultimate there.
Yeah, I think I actually like overestimated it a bit.
Like, did you... I thought you... Like, it sometimes happens, you get an item and you forget that you actually had it.
Yeah.
And maybe you didn't realize that you already had the Scepter.
Yeah, perhaps yeah, that was where I died, but luckily my team actually were there to help me and team wipe them. So, but yeah, that was a big misplay that I went into them, and I was 9-0, so you get kind of like you get confident and you're like nothing can go wrong.
Yeah. So what were we talking about?
So we were talking about the difference between 6K and 7K and how 7Ks they always try hard no matter what.
Yeah, indeed, and also they always pick the most broken heroes there possibly are.
Yeah. I think that's also
for sure makes a difference.
That's also, I don't know, I've seen like, for example, Bugging Matt, he plays some Shadow Fiend at the moment. I wouldn't say that's the most broken hero. That's, some people think he's really bad now and other people think he's decent.
I think it can work.
Yeah. I seen he goes
so
mech.
How does he? Okay.
He goes mech and then he goes the Garnums and BKB, and then he goes Refresher actually.
Oh.
I think it's.
I mean, it's okay. But the thing is, like, the hero has the same weaknesses, right? I mean, he's getting mech first item.
Yeah.
And the thing is, what I found when I was playing Shadowfiend is that they increase the mana cost of the races.
Yeah, that's.
And he's actually getting mech first item. I don't know if you have the mana to sustain that.
Yeah, basically you go Threads, Ring of Aquila, Magic Wand, and then mech. And yeah, you can have some big mana problems. But it's basically you farm and then you go Aghanim's right after, so you get actually the point booster. So it's actually not you don't have to farm that much before you actually boost your mana more.
I see. What I tend to do is when I play any hero is I actually try to make, like, for example, that build is very team oriented. I try to be able to make as many pickups by myself as I can, because I think that's what that's one of my strengths, is that I'm good at getting pickups, like being aware of where the enemy is going to be at which time.
Yeah.
And so I try to abuse that, like I try to go for Shadowblade and whatever it is.
I did a lot of Shadowblade on SS as well, and had some really good games on it. But I think it's really risky when you go Shadowblade on AM and on SF, and you run in and try to get a pick off. But if they have good supports and they got a sentry, then you're just toast.
Yeah, but okay. What do you go after that?
I usually go Shadowblade and then Sans and Yasha or something like that.
Oh, I see. I think Manta is good if you decide to go for that build, because if you only get the Shadowblade and they decide to focus you, and you have Sanj and Yasha, you have no reaction. You can't do anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if they get the dust. But if you have the Manta, you can dodge whatever they throw at you, and especially dust. I think it's a pretty good follow-up.
Yeah. Yeah, I might try Manta instead. When you do use your Manta, do you usually control your illusion first, or do you just control your hero? Or?
It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Really. If you're just running away, you probably want to move your hero first, because what happens is that most times they're trying to reach you, right?
Yeah.
They're not quite in range. So you just Manta and use the Shadowblade as fast as possible, and try to go the correct path. Let's put it that way.
Can I ask you something? Do you ever go Shadowblade on Morphling?
On Morphling? No, I don't. I guess it could work as a luxury item, maybe like third or fourth item.
I think if you don't have any Invis heroes on your team, you might actually consider getting into after Manta, just because with Morphling he has such low base move speed, and You can just like go close to people and hit them a couple of times.
Oh, now that you come up with that topic, I think the win lace is like mandatory on Morphling.
Isn't it mandatory on every hero? Pretty much, almost.
Okay.
But yeah, on Morphling, it's but it just seems such a good item.
Yeah. So about the Shadow Blade, the thing is you can use it, but what most of the times what you're going to do, or what I like to do when I play that, is to actually put my replicate illusion in whatever place it's going to be that I expect the enemy heroes to be, and actually play from there. So I don't know. I actually think it's going to be much better to actually get a dagger.
Yeah.
Instead, because if you just like if you blink into like next to him, they can't really dodge your shotgun.
Yeah.
Or it's very hard at least.
That's could also try that. This was kind of, I don't know, experimental thing. Maybe it would work better. Maybe that we looked one of your replays, but I just wanted to look at. I guess like my mission right now is kind of like try to redeem the jungle, because I think it has gotten too bad reputation, and I think there's too many players who are just, you know, they see a jungle on your team and they just GG jungle or something like that.
Yeah, indeed. That's the point I tried to make at the beginning. Like what I wanted to say. Like that Spectre, most of the times they get so mad they don't even try to play. They just give in, and that's so annoying. That's why I try not to go jungle overall, because like it affects people's morality.
Yeah.
Or like their outlook towards the game.
That's true. I guess I haven't had that much problem. It's usually people kind of accept it, especially if I, you know, buy an Observer Ward or something. I guess if you go jungle, you just gotta buy one Observer Ward, and then they're like, you know, it's kind of like, okay, I'll go jungle, but I give you one Observer, so I'm kind of nice guy jungle.
Yeah, I actually tend to do that as well.
I think I might.
Like we're trying to make them like less mad
by
doing that.
I think my new build on Ursa, it's, you know, Stout Shield, 8 tangos, 1 self, and then you have, you know, 50-60 gold left, and then you buy Observer Ward. I think if you can afford that.
You can even give tangos to you.
Yeah.
You can give tangos to your Sableye, like as if it was a bribe or something.
Yeah. Alright, man. Thanks for doing this. I'll probably upload it tomorrow or something. Yeah. Do you have any closing comments or anything you?
I think I want to thank you once again for inviting me, and I hope people don't hate on jungle just as much as they do nowadays.
Cool. Alright, have a good day.
Alright, see ya.
See you.